Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Coco226. We're here bringing you another video, and now today I'm going to be doing something a little bit unusual, stuff that I haven't done on my channel before, but this is the excuse I have, I guess, for why I haven't been so active on my channel lately is because I've been into Scratch. Now, if you don't know what Scratch is, it's like a primitive developing or coding, I guess not necessarily language, it's just a drag and drop blocks, and it's very easy to use, not necessarily to teach coding, I guess, but to like develop the skills needed. You're like, okay, well, I can do this way, or I can do it this way. So I think it's really cool because it's just fun to use, and so I'm gonna I guess you could say, be doing little episodes of this, and just have little tutorials. I want to make a little series on my channel for tutorials. But yeah, so this is for if you don't even know what Scratch is, and then later on, maybe further into the tutorials, I will be I'll be doing more advanced videos, because I've been doing some pretty cool stuff, I'd like to think, and I'd like to teach you how to do that as well. So there are one of the first things you do in Scratch is make this little orange cat move around, and now you can obviously do that by clicking and dragging on him when you're in the editor, but not when you're the full screen. And so say I wanted to move him. Now what you could do is just do an if, like a D key pressed, then move 10 steps or whatever, or change your X by 10 or whatever, and that's not very fun, because then you just move that way, and that's not very fun. You want very fluid movements, so very curved, and so that's why we can bring in variables. So I'm going to just demonstrate this at first, but then I'm going to go step by step through it and explain it. So as you can see, this is very fluid movement. I'm just pressing the keys on the keyboard, and in fact I'll go ahead and show these two variables. And so you can see them in the upper left corner, right here where my mouse cursor is, and they are basically determining how fast. They're basically like speeds for my little cat right there. So I'm going to go and wait till they settle down, these two variables, so we're still focused right here. So you see how the x, let's just look at the x variable right now. So you see how the x variable is equal to 0? Well, if I lightly tap, the D key, you can see it goes up really quickly, and then it's slowly decaying back down to 0. And the reason that is happening is because, so every time I press the D key, it will, so if I'm holding it down, it will change x by 1. You can see it was changing x by 1, so changing x by positive 1. So every time I'm doing that, and it's going to change that x variable by positive 1. Now, you could name the x variable whatever you want, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to keep it at x. You could just do cat x, and it wouldn't make any difference. So I'm just going to keep it back, and we're going to set it back to x, and we're all good. So then it's going to change its x value on this little board, so you can see right in this corner how it says x right there, and so I'm moving my mouse, it's going to change that x value by this variable. So when I move this, it's changing this x value by whatever that small or larger number can be. And then after it's done that, it's going to set, in this case, set x to x times 0.09. Now, when you multiply any number times a decimal number, then it's like multiplying it by multiplying it by a fraction. So you'll get a fraction of the initial amount. So in this case, it's basically getting 9/10 of that number and then setting it to that. So it's slowly decrementing and until it gets back to 0. So that, like that small amount of movement, like that small, so if I change this to, let's say 0.8, then it would decay a lot slower. No, actually it would decay a lot faster. Yeah. And then if we do, and you wouldn't have as fluid movement. Let's do 0.5, and you can see this isn't as fun. And let's do 0.2, and then this is just to the point where it's obnoxious. So I like to keep it at 0.9, because that's just, I think that looks nice and fancy and stuff. So you get the nice solid fluid movement, and I think it looks rather nice. So now that you have the movement down, I'm going to move that x variable back up there. So say you wanted to, what if you wanted to make the cat go, so you just set the variable to a higher number whenever it's touching one of these borders, because you don't want it to go off to the side like this. So what you can do about that is, in the motion section, you have these little blocks, and they will just read the x. They can read the x and y position, and so that's our current x position, and you can see it's pretty accurate. So 194, about 194. If we put this into the round 194, yes. So with this x position we have here, we can detect that, and so if that is greater, then let's see, his current x position is 194. So if that is greater than 194, then we should, let's go and get an if statement. If x position is greater than 194, then we want to set x to 194. And so now, whenever we run against this wall, we're not going to go any farther. And I like how Scratch does this, so it's nice and solid. It's not moving back and forth like this really quickly, and it's nice and solid. So we can do this on the other side. So we can just get ourselves an OR. So it's like saying if x position is greater than 194, or if x position, let's do less than. So if x position is less than, let's see, let's find a good x position that we want to use. Maybe right about there. That seems good. So let's do actually negative 194. Then, oh, okay. So actually, you don't want to do this. I was thinking of some. Okay, so you want to keep that right. Sorry. But we can just add another if statement. So if that, then it will just set x to negative 194. And then now that should work. So yeah, don't use the OR statement. That's only if you're doing something else with the, like if these x and y values are not the speed, but the actual x position of the actual Scratch cat. So I was thinking of something else. But don't worry about that right at the moment, because we're not going to worry about that. And then, so now let's do it with the y values. So let's do if y value is less than, so if y value is less than, let's see, where do we want our y value to be? Let's just go with right about, very finicky about this, negative 130. Negative 130, then set y to negative 130. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this for the top bit. So if we want it right about 130, we're going to go ahead and get a greater than sign. greater than 130. Then we want to set the x, or the y value, to 130. And now we have, I guess you could say, a cage around our scratch cat. And now he can't escape. And he can't go off the border, which is aesthetically pleasing, I guess you could say. So get rid of this, because we want nice clean. And in case you were wondering, I am in the Scratch offline editor at the moment. So yeah, this is very simple movement, and I guess you could say, like, boundaries for your little Scratch cat. And it's very helpful if you want to create maybe a little platformer or whatever. And I think it looks rather nice. The nice solid, or not solid, nice fluid movement. I think it looks rather nice. So, and then it can't go off the border, so that's not going to mess anything up. So yeah, and then of course you can always change these values. So if you want the x position to be greater, let's just do 1, or actually let's do 250. Now I can go in here, but now whenever his x position is greater than 250, then it's just setting it back to our initial one that we liked. So, and we could just do this to 250 because we want it to be right. We want it to look nice. So let's go ahead and change this back to 194. Oh, and then 194. And there we go. So yeah, I hope you benefited from this tutorial, and I hope you can learn from future tutorials. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, and if you really liked it, then just make sure to subscribe, because I will be posting these videos at some sort of interval, I don't know. And this might be what I'll be doing a lot in the future, because I kind of lost interest in Minecraft for the moment. Don't get sad for a second, but I just lost interest in Minecraft for the moment. So yeah, I'll be doing these sorts of videos for a while. And so yeah, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all later. Bye.